Angel Reese traded to the Atlanta Dream, as you guys know. Jeff Pagliocca couldn't wait to send her packing. See ya. In fact, reports are coming out that Jeff Pagliocca was so excited about sending Angel Reese to Atlanta, he personally packed her bags. Don't lift a hand, Miss Reese. I got this for you. Hey, you need a car too? Hey, taxi. Picked up her luggage, threw it in the backseat of a taxi, said, hasta la vista, baby.
The Chicago Sky recently executed a surprising roster change that has generated astonishing outcomes. The team is experiencing an unprecedented surge in ticket sales, a phenomenon directly linked to the departure of a single player. Angel Reese, whose tenure in Chicago was frequently characterized by friction, controversy, and team discord, has been traded to Atlanta, sparking widespread celebration among the fan base. This raises a compelling question. How could the removal of one individual fundamentally transform a team's morale and supporter enthusiasm so rapidly? Is this the crucial element for a complete revitalization of the Sky franchise?
Angel Reese boldly and competitively called out the Chicago Sky for how they would move forward in terms of needing talent if they were going to compete, saying that she wanted to be a part of the organization and she wanted to compete at a high level. It didn't go over so well, Jay, in the public eye domain, at least as far as Chicago brass was concerned, and she actually ended up being suspended for a half a game. There seemed to be sort of breadcrumbs that perhaps this organization was not prepared for her vocalness and her...
Immediately following Angel Reese's departure from the Chicago Sky, an astounding development unfolded, one that goes beyond simple statistical analysis. Ticket revenue for the Sky didn't merely increase, it skyrocketed with astonishing velocity, captivating supporters, sports commentators, and even casual followers who were left bewildered by how a team could achieve such a dramatic rise in popularity simply through the elimination of one individual from its roster.
Expects me to believe that the Chicago Bravado traded Angel Reese because they were not ready for her star power? The Bravado traded the matriarch of Me Bounce because she was too famous? Are you starting to understand why I refer to Monica McNutt as a pretend analyst? And look, in her defense, she is not the only one today at the worldwide leader in woke who's trying to convince us that Angel Reese is a huge star.
Angel Reese was never particularly beloved by the Chicago faithful. Accounts from within the team and across various digital platforms consistently depicted an athlete whose demeanor often eclipsed her on-court abilities. Many speculated she perceived herself as larger than the entire WNBA itself. Her persona was often described as excessively assertive, turbulent, and polarizing, making it challenging for her to integrate seamlessly into a squad focused on unity and teamwork.
Chicago Sky said, we just don't want to deal with the headache. We don't care. We don't want her here. She's been a locker room cancer from the jump. Quits the first year, quits the second year, fakes a back in my neck, my back, fakes a back injury, doesn't even finish her first season of Unrivaled, can't be bothered with her second season, so she just comes in late. It's being reported that the Chicago Sky said, we need to get her out of here. Angel Reese did not request a trade. The Chicago Sky said, we just don't want her on our team.
The transfer to the Atlanta Dream, executed with what sources characterized as remarkable speed and precision, was not initiated by Angel Reese herself. She did not confront Jeff Pagliocca to insist on a transfer, nor did she threaten legal action or decline to play. Instead, it was the Chicago organization that concluded her disruptive presence outweighed her athletic contributions.
Do we see the first signs of cracks in the foundation? Some of them players looking around, they're like, we're free agents. Holla at you. I'm going to go play somewhere else. Where newly acquired teammates didn't just light a fire. The Chicago Sky locker room, I'm going to tell you right now, Chicago Sky win.
According to insiders, Jeff Pagliocca personally expedited her departure, orchestrating a departure so starkly dismissive it resembled a scene from a dramatic sports film. Her bags were unceremoniously loaded into a waiting taxi, the doors forcefully shut, and Angel waved a final farewell to Chicago with little more than a fleeting glance backward. The message was unambiguous. Her presence was no longer desired, and her prompt exit was welcomed. Her time in Chicago had been plagued by friction from its inception, marked by allegations of inconsistency, including prematurely abandoning her first season, feigning injuries, and habitual tardiness in her second, often leaving coaching staff and fellow players scrambling. By her second year, key players like Isabel Harrison and Dana Evans displayed clear frustration, with some even reportedly shedding tears during press conferences, underscoring the severe rift between her and the team's ethos. The notion that one player's absence could so profoundly influence a franchise's atmosphere and alter its trajectory seemed almost counterintuitive. Yet, as ticket sales surged dramatically and season passes vanished from inventory, the concrete evidence was undeniable. Chicago had discovered renewed vitality by eliminating a consistent source of team disharmony. Social media erupted with reactions spanning from profound relief to unbridled jubilation, with supporters popularizing expressions such as "finally peace in the locker room" and "Chicago's glow-up begins now."
Chicago Sky GM Jeff Pagluccia is completely done with Angel Reese. He's looking to get rid of her. He had just made a statement. The Chicago Sky sent out a statement to Angel Reese, and I'm pretty sure she wants out as well. I mean, she refused to play in games last season. She pretty much quit on the team, and none of the current players want anything to do with it. We remember Angel Reese's mysterious back injury the last few games of the season, where she basically refused to get in the games upon being suspended I believe by the league and the team. The team suspended her for a first half, and then she refused to enter the game the second half.
The trade itself was both resolute and intriguing. While Angel had expressed a preference for Atlanta, valuing its acclaimed coaching and vibrant urban environment, it became evident that the Sky were exceptionally eager to facilitate the move, making minimal demands in return. This represented an unusual instance of a team so keen to sever ties that it prioritized team culture over potential assets. Sports analysts observed that while trades typically entail extensive negotiation, strategic leverage, and meticulous planning, Chicago in this scenario appeared almost anxious to simply offload the issue. This diverged from standard sports economic models. It was a strategy of addition by subtraction, meticulously engineered to reinstate team cohesion rather than amass new resources. The ramifications for the team were instantaneous. With Angel no longer present, the remaining players reportedly conveyed a sense of liberation, embracing a newfound opportunity to re-establish team chemistry unburdened by persistent discord. Even media portrayals underwent a dramatic transformation. Commentators who had previously characterized Chicago as a team plagued by internal strife began emphasizing the organization's decisive strategic vision. Reporting pivoted from conjectures about locker room conflicts to optimistic projections of the team's restructured lineup and its potential performance. Sports commentary across television, social media, and audio platforms resonated with a singular message: a franchise demonstrating clarity of purpose and courage in making difficult choices can instantly reshape public opinion.
Chicago Sky getting dogged out, of course they are, because their little darling Angel Reese, who's, by the way, still got me blocked because she can't handle the smoke. My God, 90% of the players in this league, y'all wanted all this attention, and then when you got it, and you got some criticism, you couldn't handle it. Come on. Really? Fine. All right. Good. But guess what? I can still tell you didn't say a damn thing to the Chicago Sky fans. Nothing. The Chicago Sky fan base has heard nothing from Angel Reese.
Concurrently, Angel Reese's transition to Atlanta introduced its own set of complexities. She joins a team keen to harness her athletic prowess, yet simultaneously cognizant of the behavioral issues that characterized her time in Chicago. Discussions within Atlanta have presented a blend of enthusiasm and apprehension, as both fans and pundits ponder how her personal demeanor and playing style will align with the Dream's established culture. While Chicago reveled in its sense of liberation, Atlanta braced for the intricate task of incorporating an undeniably talented athlete with a documented history of fostering team discord. The WNBA community has not overlooked the stark irony. A player whom some critics disparaged as too prominent for the league and a locker room detriment has inadvertently triggered a resurgence for her former Sky team. Can Chicago transform this renewed internal unity into tangible on-court victories? Will the ongoing roster overhaul truly position the Sky as a formidable contender? Or will the void left by Angel's departure expose unexpected deficiencies in their performance? In the interim, supporters continue to savor the psychological triumph of finally witnessing their team free from internal conflict, enthusiastically endorsing every new player acquisition and strategic maneuver as integral to a broader narrative of redemption. Now a member of the Atlanta Dream, Angel Reese faces her own formidable challenge. She is no longer the focal point of a tumultuous Chicago locker room, but now bears the considerable burden of expectation. both to excel individually and to integrate seamlessly into her new team.
Angel Reese was drafted to the Chicago Sky with the 7th overall pick back in 2024. The Chicago Sky are kind of like that nail salon in your city that used to have a ton of hype. Like all the influencer girlies went there, all the celebrity girlies went there. It was going viral every other week. They did all the designs, they had all the best techs, and then they just fell off out of nowhere. Because what was once a championship organization quickly became a mess, truly. But two of the baddest girls in your city start going to this nail salon, and it seems like there's hope again that this place might be back on the come up. How do you bring the baddies back into the nail salon? Well, you hire an amazing nail tech that gets the shape right every single time. The design,
The strategy adopted by Chicago, despite its perceived unconventionality, highlights a fundamental principle in professional athletics. True success is not exclusively defined by individual statistics or the allure of superstar players, but rather by collective cohesion, established team culture, and an atmosphere conducive to synergistic player development. The momentous decision to release Angel Reese unequivocally demonstrated the organization's commitment to internal unity and a clear strategic direction, superseding individual egos. This bold move has been tangibly validated by the fan base through a surge in ticket purchases, heightened engagement, and pervasive optimism for the upcoming season. Beyond mere statistics, the profound cultural transformation within the Sky is a stark contrast to the usual impact of a high-profile player acquisition. The wider WNBA community has certainly observed this, with frequent commentary contrasting Chicago's assertive approach against teams that stubbornly retain talented individuals despite destructive internal conflicts. This underscores the often underestimated significance of compatible personalities, aligned leadership, and a robust team culture in professional sports. Experts propose that this could herald a paradigm shift in how franchises manage their rosters, with the active removal of disruptive elements becoming a recognized tactic for enhancing both on-court achievements and commercial viability. As the season progresses, the repercussions of Angel Reese's exit will continue to serve as a crucial benchmark. Should ticket sales remain robust, fan involvement continue its ascent, and team performance demonstrate improvement, it will confirm whether the Sky's courageous decision to prioritize a harmonious culture over a high-profile talent yields substantial returns.
The season to end and her to immediately be twerking on a private jet, they thought her back was hurting, on her way to Vegas to party. Angel Reese flat out quit on this team. She threw her teammates under the bus. Ariel Atkins, who sat at the podium and defended Angel Reese earlier in the season. Ariel Atkins don't want nothing to do with Angel Reese and his team. She don't want nothing to do with this. She threw Courtney Vandersloot under the bus, talking about we need a younger point guard. She's old, yada, yada, yada. Just for Courtney Vandersloot to have to get on camera and take shots back.
Concurrently, Chicago's narrative provides a powerful lesson in decisive strategic action, demonstrating that at times, releasing a problematic star is the most direct route to revitalization, rekindled fan enthusiasm, and ultimately, collective team achievement. Angel Reese's impact on Chicago will forever remain a complex subject, an athlete of undeniable skill whose presence was linked to internal upheaval, and whose departure was met with widespread jubilation. Nevertheless, within this ongoing saga, the Sky have not merely survived, but have emerged revitalized, offering a compelling illustration of the intricate interplay between professional sports, team culture, and public sentiment, yielding outcomes both captivating and significant. As the WNBA season advances, Chicago's supporters are no longer passive onlookers. They are active contributors to a resurgence forged not solely through player acquisitions or trades, but through the subtle yet potent act of eliminating elements detrimental to the collective welfare. Public opinion regarding the Sky has transformed with the same rapidity as their ticket sales. Social media discourse now extends beyond mere excitement for an upcoming season, and the previously subdued interest in season passes has escalated into a veritable frenzy. Supporters appear genuinely eager to witness this new epoch, where teamwork and cohesion are paramount, and where the Sky's identity is truly defined by athletic prowess rather than dramatic spectacle.
Really like the Angel Reese fit in Atlanta on paper. Huge trade out of the WNBA. Atlanta acquires Angel Reese. She's headed to the Dream. The Chicago Sky get the Dream's 2027 first-round pick, 2028 first-round pick, and Angel's tenure with the Sky ends after just 2 seasons. She made the critical comments, which obviously got her in trouble with the franchise. But when you look at her fit in Atlanta, assuming they can keep the rest of that roster intact.
Without significant concessions in the trade, backstage executives and the coaching staff have been working diligently to fully exploit the opportunities created by Angel Reese's exit. Chicago's leadership has meticulously rebuilt the roster, prioritizing complementary players who not only possess specific skills, but also align with the team's core culture and values. Draft selections previously allocated for major acquisitions have been repurposed to safeguard existing talent and guarantee the team's stability as new members are integrated. The organization appears resolute in its aim to prove this is more than a fleeting remedy. It's a fundamental overhaul engineered to foster enduring success both athletically and commercially. Concurrently, the evolving narrative around Angel Reese in Atlanta introduces a layer of paradox to the entire situation. While the Sky rejoice in their newfound unity and cohesion, Reese joins a team where her involvement presents both a clear advantage and a potential complication. Pundits are split, with some proposing that her fierce competitive spirit could elevate the team, but questions remain about how to integrate her without replicating the issues that beleaguered the Sky. This striking juxtaposition highlights the profound influence a single player's presence or absence can exert on team dynamics and public sentiment. Chicago's supporters, however, are unequivocally enjoying the concrete advantages of Reese's departure. The dramatic spike in ticket sales is more than symbolic. It signifies a rekindled belief in the team's direction and an eagerness to invest in an experience that offers genuine emotional gratification.
So Angel Reese is jumping ship already after only 2 seasons with the Chicago Sky getting traded to the Atlanta Dream. So in college, she had to jump ship from Maryland to LSU, a more stacked team, to win her weak college championship. Got drafted to the pros, realized she ain't that good amongst the pros, led the Chicago Sky to 2 of their worst seasons in franchise history. Quit on the Chicago Sky each season, faking an injury, threw her teammates under the bus multiple times, got teaspoon fired because she wanted to try to do her little.
Each sold-out ticket represents a significant affirmation, a subtle yet potent declaration of fan support for the organization's choice to prioritize team culture and unity over raw talent burdened by controversy. A palpable celebratory atmosphere now permeates the arena, conveying a sense that every stakeholder, from the athletes to the management to the loyal supporters, is finally aligned in purpose. Media reporting also mirrors this change. Sports journalists who once fixated on internal disputes and personal conflicts are now underscoring the Sky's strategic foresight and promising outlook for a breakout season. Podcasts, fan communities, and various sports news outlets prominently feature Chicago's progressive methodology, presenting the franchise as an exemplary model for navigating internal friction with both professionalism and practicality. Experts consistently reiterate that in the realm of professional sports, talent alone seldom assures victory. Rather, it is the interplay of culture, team chemistry, and effective management that truly drives success. Local enterprises surrounding the arena are reporting increased patronage on game evenings, and the city itself experiences a quiet yet distinct boost as Chicagoans enthusiastically rally behind a team that, following years of internal discord, finally projects a coherent and driven identity. Supporters now possess a compelling narrative to invest in, one where contentious drama has been supplanted by buoyant optimism, and where each contest holds the exhilarating promise of witnessing a team potentially fulfilling its long-held, untapped capabilities.
Of course, it's also a big, star attraction for Atlanta. They instantly become one of the marquee franchises in the league with Angel's presence and with those other players that I just mentioned. That's a lot of all-stars in Atlanta, and Angel now surrounded by a team where she better get things done. Like, there's no excuses now. Like, she gotta impact winning with the Dream because she's got the personnel around her to do it. This is the announcement from the Sky. Thank you, Angel Reese. As you see here, the trade, 2027 first rounder, 2028 first rounder. So no players. I guess the free agency thing impacts that, obviously, because there's not many players under contract.
Simultaneously, Angel Reese's enduring impact in Chicago remains a subject of ongoing discussion. Was she merely a casualty of her circumstances, or was she in fact the driving force behind internal disharmony? Pundits emphasize that individual skill alone does not entirely determine a player's value to a franchise. An athlete's integration into the team's established culture is equally paramount. The Sky's swift reversal in public opinion and supporter involvement powerfully illustrates that eliminating a disruptive presence can be just as beneficial as securing a marquee player. This evolving dynamic is sparking widespread conversation throughout the league, prompting other organizations to reevaluate the intricate balance between individual talent, personal demeanor, and cultural compatibility in their roster management strategies. The Sky have successfully transmuted what could have been a detrimental situation into a launch pad for rejuvenation, and their devoted fan base has reciprocated with fervent enthusiasm, renewed vigor, and a profound sense of collective pride. The forthcoming season is anticipated to be among the most closely scrutinized in recent WNBA annals, with Chicago's supporters eagerly awaiting whether the newfound unity, cohesion, and excitement spurred by Angel Reese's departure will culminate in victories, iconic moments, and potentially a transformative legacy for the franchise spanning years. The Sky's narrative has transcended tales of conflict or internal strife. It has become one of profound transformation, unwavering resilience, and the subtle yet potent influence of strategic removal. A story that resonates well beyond the confines of the stadium, serving as a powerful reminder that in sports, sometimes the most impactful gain comes from letting go of what no longer benefits the collective.